you gotta think about this, okay? We're on a deserted island.
Yeah, it's like Castaway.
Full Castaway vibes. Probably have tigers, some kind of predator on there. They see something big, they're going after that. I can hide in like little nooks and caves. You couldn't even get in a cave because your shoulders are 39 inches wide.
I'm a caveman. Camille complains 24/7 that I eat like a caveman every time I sit down for dinner. I don't use a fork. I don't use a spoon. I don't use a knife. I use my hands only.
You're a caveman in how you act. Cavemen were really like 3'2". You are like a giant. You're Andre the Giant. Can you climb trees?
I can climb trees in that situation.
Can you start a fire? I can start a fire right now.
I'll take 2 sticks.
I can start a fire.
I'll be smashing those sticks together.
I'll start the out of
I'll
fire.
be rubbing those sticks together.
I'll start the out of a fire. Whoever starts fire first wins. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes.
And today, we're hitting the hotline.
What are we talking about today?
Who's the better pickleball player between you and I, Jules?
Rob could just play that net.
You were acting like an absolute maniac out there on the pickleball court.
I'm a sweater. Maybe a replacement for Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, the ring is the tradition.
I'm a ring guy.
A blinged out watch. I don't think everyone would be on the same page. And is turf better than natural grass? We'll debate it.
I always love that Florida grass, that Bermuda. It's just better for your body too.
And you don't get that turf burn on some nice grass. And we wrap it up with the chillest caller and the chillest dude of the week, presented by Coors Light. Stick around to the end.
Let's go.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio.
Robbie, where you at?
Jules, what's up, man? I'm right here in my podcast office here in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm just relaxing. I enjoyed the sun earlier. What's super cool as well is that my pool is 102 degrees without me even heating it up. So I was just in it, getting a nice swim. It felt like bath water. It was just delicious, man. So just been enjoying my time.
102? Literally?
It's literally 102 degrees. It felt. I'm telling you, like I've been in hot tubs before, and I jumped in. Okay, maybe like 99 degrees because when it's like 102,
99 is still freaking hot.
At least 99. I'm talking. Okay, I have a cold tub as well, and you know when you go from a cold tub into a hot tub and you get those chills because like the blood is flowing and like you can feel the tingles. Well, I was in my cold tub and I jumped right into the pool after and I was getting all those tingles. And you only get those tingles when the hot tub is at least 100 something degrees. And I was getting those tingles in the pool. So I'm talking at least 99 degrees. And it felt so good because it's a saltwater pool as well. And, you know, it's just healing me, you know, I like to do those tricks. But the best part about what I've been doing, actually, I just got here the other day. I was in Buffalo, New York, where I grew up, my hometown. And I got to go and see my brother's kids play all their sports games. And I got to see one of them play hockey, baseball, flag football as well. And I got to see the other one play football, flag football, and baseball. And then I got to see his daughter play a softball game. And let me tell you, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had in Buffalo. It was just so cool to see them ball out. They were hitting doubles. They were making plays in the infield. Like, I'm talking mossing people on the football field as well. My oldest nephew, he looked like myself as well, going up and high pointing that football. Jace, shout out to Jace, high pointing it over the DBs and bringing it down and not letting anyone grab his flag. It kind of looked like me just barreling through all the defenders and scoring a touchdown. I was super proud of him, man. And you're going to be proud of Lily, obviously, when she gets to that stage and she's just dominating folks out there, just like my brother's kids are.
What do they call you? They call you Uncle Rob?
Yeah, Uncle Rob. Mm-hmm.
Like Uncle Buck? Uncle Rob?
No, just Uncle Rob. I like it, man.
That's got to be so fun.
Sounds smooth. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
They have a lot of, what do they have, 4 kids? 3?
Yeah, my brother Dan has 5 kids, and he's in Buffalo. Chris has 4 kids, and he's in Dallas, and Dallas has great facilities, great sports down there, great leagues. And he just texted me in a group chat with my family that my brother Chris, actually, his kid just won the Little League World Series, I guess, for the World Series that it's called down there in the Texas world. And his kid is 6 years old. I mean, 6 or 8 years old. He's got too many as well. So I'm not sure what one won the World Series, but I think it was the 6-year-old. So congratulations to him. But there's one thing I want to talk about that I wish we had growing up as kids, Jules.
What do you want? What is it?
It's in the Summer Olympics for the first time in 2028 is flag football, man.
Flag football.
I'm telling you, these kids are learning the game of football at such a young age to possibly a pedigree that we have never learned the game of football at that age. The skill sets that they're learning, out there just playing flag football without the physical part is just amazing for their development. So when they start in the future, I'm telling you, you got to be able to, create space still so you can go out there and beat your defender, because there's playing zone coverage. They're also playing man coverage out there on the defensive side of the ball. So you're seeing it all. And then also to be able to juke defenders and not get your flag, pulled from you. It's great development, and it's so fun too. And I wish we had it.
Dude, it's the fastest growing girls sport in the world, I think. It's getting huge. I bought a flag football size for Lily's age, and we've been throwing it around. It's been fun. But to what you said, I agree. The spatial recognition you get from flag football will help a lot of these skill players when they transition into tackle football. Now, like being able to decipher if it's man or zone, that's pretty much 7-on-7. That's pretty much what flag football is. All you're doing is identifying who's trying to be on you, what zone it is, and finding those little soft spots. So I think that'll help these kids transition, which we've seen receivers transition at a record rate these last 6-7 years. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, young receivers come in right away and understand football and make huge impacts to their team. And I think that flag football and all these 7-on-7 camps are a huge reason for that, and the information being able to like study what pro football is now. But like going back to flag football, I'm so excited for this. Should we try to like get back in shape and play?
I mean, they were working out there. And it's quick, You don't have that much time in between each plays. You got to be in top shape. And Jules, we've been out of the game for quite some time now, man, a couple years. So pump the brakes. I like where your head's at, though. But we're going to be big fans, and we're going to be obviously following flag football in the 2028 Olympics. And maybe the closest thing we can possibly do is coach. I don't
know, man. It's been like real. It's been real heaty over the flag football talk with the flag football community, being combined with some of the NFL guys because the owners passed it, and the NFL guys are like automatically thinking they're getting on the team. The flag football guys like, this is a different sport. Fuck that, man. We're better at flag. Like, I don't know if I have time for all. There's so much conflict. I'm just chilling on this one. I'm gonna watch this and just be a fan and root for America.
There we go. Well, we're taking it home. I'm already calling it. We're going to win the gold in flag football in 2020.
If we don't win the fucking gold, we got a problem.
It would be a shame.
It would be bad. But I just hope we don't. I hope we don't go into this because these other countries, they've been playing this shit for like 15, 16 years. Like they love this stuff. Because I went to Israel and I went to the Kraft Stadium and visited like their facility, and they're in this world league. Like they have 11-on-11 tackle, but a lot of it is flag football. And like they develop the kids in flag and bring them to tackle. But like there's a world league that's been playing world flag football for a while. And I'm just afraid if, we go in there with our NFL guys, it's a different game. Like, we may be way more athletic and stuff, but like you can't flag guard. What are the rules at the line of scrimmage? Can you hold, like, what are the rule bases for this thing? Like, so I don't want to go in this thing like oh, we know football, we're automatically going to win gold. Look, this is a different game. This is a different game. You know, and these guys have been playing. I mean, I get athlete on athlete. We should be fucking light years ahead, but we don't know. I don't know if the rules cater to like people that aren't athletic.
We're still going to win the gold. We're too good. We're too good in America.
What about Brad?
And I was just about to change the page. I know what you're going to talk about. Brad Marchand.
Yes.
Brad Marchand.
You see him partying right now?
I haven't seen him partying, but I can just imagine what he's doing. I remember when he won the cup in 2011 in Boston, and they were partying their face off up there. He was partying his face off. But what I did see, Jules, is that they dented the Stanley Cup like we dented the Lombardi Trophy.
I know.
Florida Panthers took a page out of our playbook, Jules. Should we bill them?
I mean, we should definitely have our IP lawyer contact their IP lawyer for the image that they posted, because it could be IP infringement to the original dent. I don't know. So many lawyers these days. We can find something.
Congratulations to the Florida Panthers. Yeah. I was kind of cheering for the Edmonton Oilers just for one reason. I really love, Connor McDavid. I love his game. I love his skill set. I love what he does out there out on the ice. That must hurt to go back to back to the Stanley Cup and lose both times to the same team. Oh. And also shout out to the state of Florida.
Fucking Florida.
And the hockey world. The last 6 years in a row, there has been a Florida team representing the Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, 2020, 21, 22 was the Tampa Bay Lightning. Then 23, 24, 25 was the Florida Panthers. They each lost one time as well. But a huge shout out to them. 4 wins. And it's tough. It's tough, for Canada right now in the NHL world, getting back to back to the Cup for the Oilers and losing both times. And Canada hasn't won in quite some time, the Stanley Cup. And I can tell you this, though, the Florida Panthers ain't that great of a community to celebrate with, because it's not really a hockey town.
It's got to be one now, though. Maybe they've made themselves into a hockey town. You win like this. I mean, you think about like the LA Kings before they had the great one. They weren't like a really big hockey community in a warm area. Now, like, I walk around LA and people love the Kings. This is 2 Stanley Cups back to back. I mean, these people, they probably love hockey. I mean, Florida, it's freaking crazy. It's an oxymoron. The warmest place is holding the cold sport title a lot of the time. It's nuts. How is it? Do people like hockey down there?
They love hockey here in Tampa Bay, I can tell you that. But over there, on the other side of the state, there's so much going on in Southern Florida. I mean, there's so much more to do. And the thing about being in Florida as well is you go to Florida to be outside, to do activities outside. Yes, they're bringing so much awareness down there, the Florida Panthers, to that organization. And it's caught on big time. But it's not like what it would be if the Edmonton Oilers won the cup. I'm talking everyone
pandemonium
in that area would be at the parade.
Does this have to do with taxes? Because why the hell is how are all the most untraditional organizations in like one of the most like gung-ho Canada cold sports? How the fuck is the Florida teams winning? Is it because these guys want to go down there and get no tax? Because you go to Canada, they're taking 3/4 of your money. You go to some of the states here, they're taking half. Is that the reason? It's crazy to me. Like, how are the Florida teams winning in hockey?
Well, that's a big topic. That's a big topic that's up for discussion, actually, in the NHL right now. And I saw Biz Nasty talking about it. He kind of got shamed about it by saying that's why these Florida teams are winning. But it's the same thing in the NFL world. You can go to a team that has 0% state tax, and I don't think that's a game changer. I think if you put a list, of the pros and cons of why you're choosing a team, I just think it's a pro. But I don't think it's the necessary factor of why these teams are good and why players would go to this organization. These organizations.
That's a pro. Quality of life is probably a huge pro. Hey,
that's a pro.
The wife's happy. The kids get to go to freaking day camp outside and play in the water. I mean, those are two huge pros for like these hockey guys that are like family type guys, you know, the happy wife, happy life mentality. That's what kind of guys they are. I'm sure they like keeping that check too. They don't got the bigger contracts like, you know, football, basketball, baseball. They still have huge contracts, but I mean, you just don't know. It makes me scratch my head. It's like, how the hell do we not have Canada hasn't won a goddamn cup in years, like 30, 40 years.
The main factor is, though, why these teams are winning down here in Florida is because the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, they have great quality guys running the organization from
Sean
top
Thornton.
to bottom.
Sean
Thornton down there in on the other side of Florida. What would we say? That's the East Coast of Florida, running the Florida Panthers. I play pickleball with the GMs here in Tampa Bay. And they're on top of their game, man. They're sharp. They know what they're doing. We talk ball, we talk football, we talk hockey, and they get it, you know. And they run it, and they're running the organization the way the organization needs to be run. That's one of the main reasons why these teams are good.
So it's got to be that they hired the right people. I mean, if you want to, like, look, they hired the right people to bring in the right people, the right guys, the right team, the right trainers, the right everything. That's huge. So you got to tip your cap to both of those owners. Are they new owners?
The Tampa Bay Lightning has been very stable, you know, with their owners. I don't know about the Florida Panthers. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if the team was sold recently or not. You know, I just know that the Florida Panthers are just dominating left and right. And that our boy Thordy is down there running the organization and doing whatever he's doing to help out. Because he went down there when they were absolute trash. And now he flipped the script. And they've just been dominating over the last 4 years.
The GM, right?
Like no other. He's something. I'm not even sure
I know
what he is,
Sean Thornton. He's something. He's something important over there.
He is.
How about the Oklahoma City Thunder? They're going to knock this down? Is it in nail in the coffin? Is it over?
I think it's over. I thought it was over even after the first game when the Indiana Pacers won. I mean, they're just absolute dominating. That first game, the Pacers won. They finally took the lead with 0.3 seconds left with the Halliburton shot, you know, with the most clutch player that I've ever seen in NBA playoffs history, which has just been absurd. He's been like 12 for 14 or something with the final shot and hitting it. But I just knew the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're just too good. They're well-rounded overall. And I just don't see the Pacers winning the next two.
They kind of remind me, like this style basketball reminds me a lot of our style football.
Why is that?
Because everyone says it's not sexy, but it's effective as fuck. And they still have they got a superstar and they got a bunch of good players. They don't have, they don't have the big five or big three, but they got a bunch of upcoming guys that they've developed over the years and drafted. And they found the one guy that makes it all run, who's a great quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone kind of bags on him for his game because he's not always flashy, but he's got really good mid-range, like the mid, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. They also play great defense.
They got
a lot of guys doing their job, doing what the coach, has schemed up, running the plays that they need to run. It does kind of remind me of us on the New England Patriots. And they're about to go on a dynasty run. San Antonio shit,
you know what I mean? It's like no one liked watching San Antonio win, but they were effective and efficient and knew what to do to win games. And that's what you see with OKC. I mean, they play. They're just like everyone's good. Everyone plays hard. Fucking their leader is a great their leader, PSG or SGA or whatever is my guy from Montreal. SGA. Like how he handles the media, man. I love how he handles the media. He's a professional.
He is.
He's a
true pro.
He knows what he's there for. He's a pro. Smooth. He's got his swag, but he lets his play do the talk. He doesn't let he ignores the noise about how he plays, and he'll still get his fouls and get on that free throw. Like he don't care.
He's MVP for a
fucking reason.
I love how he attacks the hoop as well. He has no fear. He just goes in. If he gets leveled, he gets leveled. And the way that he can balance, like when he's off balance and to be able to get the shot off, his body can be twisted and he still gets it off. That just shows how stable he is as an athlete. And he still drains these incredible shots, even when he's getting fouled or he has to, do a maneuver. It's just incredible. He's a great player to watch, man. I'm a big fan. And I really never seen him play because he's on Oklahoma City Thunder. And now I've been watching the finals, and
both these teams are. I didn't watch any of these teams.
You got a fan right here now.
I mean, Indiana's been playing fucking good too. Like Halliburton, is he bang? He's a little banged up right now, right? He got an ankle, but like you rattled off his stat, 12 for 14, and last shots are like, and his dad with the whole storyline of his dad getting in what's his name's face, like he's backed that shit up. He talked shit. He backed it up with his play. I just feel like they need another guy. They need one more guy. Because if he doesn't score a lot, Siakam's got to get hot with Toronto.
Yes.
I like Siakam.
Siakam can get hot.
He can.
If the Pacers want any chance to win the next 2 games, Siakam has to be hot for 8 quarters straight.
Got to. You been hooping it all lately? Getting your little shots in?
Nah, Jules, I haven't been, man, and I miss it. I love hooping. It makes me feel good. It takes away my stress. It makes me feel jacked as well. It just brings your athleticism out. The way you can just run up and down the court, it just feels amazing. Like it's one of the best workouts you can do, and I miss playing. I practiced a lot a couple years ago with a guy up in Rhode Island, who's actually an assistant coach for the Providence Friars on the basketball squad there. So shout out to Get Right. But I haven't played lately, man. I got to get back on the court. With that being said, Jules, let's get to the voicemails,
man.
Let's
get to the voicemails.
Let's hit it. Let's get to the voicemails.
Again, that number is 561-203-5789. Voicemails.
Hey, Jules. Hey, Gronk. This is Renee from Augusta, Maine. As you guys know, summer is approaching. And I was just wondering, what is your guys' go-to or favorite summer movie? Mine, I would say, is Jaws. My family and I, we watch it pretty much every day from Memorial Day to Labor Day. I know that's a lot, but we just love that movie so much. So what's your guys' favorite summer movie? Love the podcast. Keep it up.
Well, Renee from Augusta, Maine. I don't know if you've been on the internet lately. There's been 30-foot great white sharks literally probably 70 miles away from you. Probably wouldn't want to watch the movie that gives me PTSD about going into any big body of water. But one of my favorite movie flicks of the summer, Roberto, right off the dome.
Let's hear it.
Easy. Independence Day,
dog.
Independence
that's a
Day.
Good one.
Will Smith. Fucking knocking out the dude, the alien. We all came together to defeat the aliens. We all need to, maybe we need to be attacked by aliens so we all can come together as a world.
Hey, Jules for president. Let the aliens in.
Right.
We'll all
Please
come
no.
together.
Please no.
Oh, I would say my favorite.
What about you?
Favorite summer flick. It's obvious, I'm going to go with Happy Gilmore. It's my favorite movie of all time. And why I'm going to pick Happy Gilmore as well is because Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out in July. So can't wait to see it. And I already told my boys from back home, in Buffalo that I'm not watching Happy Gilmore 2 unless if I'm with Nasty Nate Dogg. And you know who Nasty Nate Dogg is.
Nate Dogg got to get in.
Nasty Nate Dogg and I watched Happy Gilmore growing up religiously. So we made a promise. We watching Happy Gilmore 2 together when it comes out and the next time I'm in Buffalo.
Let's go. Good question.
Hey, what up, dudes? This is Jordan from Kansas City. I wanted to know who was your guys' favorite people to party with whenever you guys were players and stuff and you guys were going out. Who were the best people that were best times?
Well, also, before we get started, Renee, I got something for you. Shoot up. Pew, pew, pew. I love doing that as well whenever I'm out on the golf course and I drain a shot. Shoot up. Pew, 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 pew. All right, back to Jordan. All right, Jordan, you're from Kansas City. You want to know who our favorite people to party with whenever we were players and who to go out with? Well, I'm sitting and doing this podcast with one of my favorites, Jules. Danny Amendola was great. Love going out with Chandler Jones, a.k.a.
Chan.
Black Gronk. He just had, smoothness in his game. Chan was just so fun. He was down just to have a good time at any time and bust a dance move out wherever we were.
Or a flow.
What about Shane? Oh, or a flow. What about Shane Vereen, Jules?
Shaney. Yes. Dane Fletcher was always young.
Yes. Ready
this
to
is
rock
like when
and
we were
roll.
young. Those were the Nico Kudavides just kind of slither in the background.
Here's one. Tully Banacane.
Tully.
Tully.
He was the first one he was the first one to ever bring me out.
Yes.
Splash. Shout out.
Shout out to Splash.
South Station.
That was my first nightclub / bar that I've hit that when I got into the city of Boston. And Jules, you were there that night. So shout out
that's the infamous shrimp that you stole from someone else's platter while they walked by. This lady goes like this, and Rob's so tall, he just goes, "Oh, thank you."
She didn't even notice, and then delivered the shrimp to the other table, and they didn't notice either. I got skills like that.
What's the next question?
I think the 2016 Cowboys is a top 10 team of all time.
What?
The 2016 Cowboys? I mean, who was their quarterback in 2016?
We beat the brakes off them. That was the first year. That was when Romo got hurt.
It was their backup?
And then Dak came in.
This guy's smoking. He's smoking something. What was their record that year? Top 10.
They were 13-3
of all time.
Didn't we go into? Did we play them this year, or was that That was 15 when Tony was hurt, and then they drafted Dak that offseason thinking Tony was going to come back. I don't think he can make it back. Best team of all time? Absolutely not.
A top team. Top 10.
Not even close.
10 team of all time.
Not even close.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, 13-3 is a good team in the regular
really
season.
Good team.
You get knocked down the first round.
Probably a top 5 team for that year. But nah, I disagree with this guy. I disagree. Next question.
Hey, dudes. Marcos from Texas. Big fan. I'm going to make it quick. If you guys had to build an offense of the Patriots, past players, you, Jules, Gronk, Tony Michel, Randy Moss, and you had to choose a quarterback, but it can't be Brady, receiver, running back, etc., how would you guys build it? Thank you.
We're just picking the quarterback?
Yeah, we're just picking the quarterback.
And it can't be Brady?
Cannot be Tommy. It can be any other quarterback out there. It doesn't have to be a quarterback that played for the New England Patriots in the past as well. I was thinking already in my mind, because I think it would be super cool to play with him. I love his style. I love his game. It reminds me of myself at the quarterback position. But Josh Allen, that was a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer for me. That was the first quarterback that popped up in my head.
I would not mind having Josh Allen with our offense, because look, the proof's in the pudding. He loved throwing to Cole Beasley. He loves throwing to what's our new guy? I like Shakir. He likes throwing to Shakir. He likes throwing to slots, and he likes throwing to tight end. Well, he's never had a tight end like you, so I would love Josh Allen, but I'd love to have Burrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Joey B, someone in the pocket. He could toss. I mean,
I can't argue with that choice.
I think Joe Burrow. I mean, you would love to have Mahomes, but I don't. Our offense is a little different. There's a little more drop back pass. I don't know. I mean, Mahomes pretty good too, but I think Burrow. I don't want someone running as much as Mahomes on those third downs. I want him throwing, because I want those third downs. Points. You got to convert third downs to get touchdowns, and I like them third downs, so Gronk scored touchdowns.
Burrow and Allen, 2 choices you can't argue with. I'll take either or.
That's a good question.
Hey, Gronk and Jules. I was wondering, have any of you guys ever shit yourself during a game? Thank you.
Oh, shit.
I have.
Oh, shit. That's all I got to say. Oh, shit.
Larry Izzo shit on the sideline once. Shout out Paul Pierce, because I think he may have. He technically said he did not shit his pants.
This is the closest I've ever came to shitting in my pants while playing in a football game. I've had to take plenty of shits before while playing the game, but that's when you go on, underneath the tunnel and you go inside real quick and you hit that bathroom that's super close. You know what I'm talking about, in the tunnel. Yeah. And then I just pull down my pants really quick and just take the quickest dump and have the worst wipe ever and wash my hands real quick. I probably still have poop all over my hands, and I put my hand back in the glove and I still catch the ball even with poopy hands. But that's probably the closest I ever got. But I have after games, I have ripped huge farts while playing, in games. And then after I've
that are juicy,
really, really juicy. And then I pull down my trousers and I'm like, oh shit, I got some serious poop stains on my trousers right now. So that's the closest.
Duck butter,
that's the closest I've ever been to shitting my pants in a game.
I've never shit my pants. I don't think I did, but I remember a kid shitting his pants in Pop Warner once. You would think by the time we got to the league, we knew the pregame routine on not to shit your pants and dial in your. I shit like clockwork the same time every day. Mm-hmm. 2 shits before 10 o'clock.
And why it's really hard to shit your pants during a game is because your nerves are flowing so hard throughout your body in the pregame, is that you basically release everything that's loose in your body before the game starts because of the nerves. I probably take 2 to 3 extra dumps just because of the nerves. I've seen so many other players too, while I'm going, they're running to the bathroom and they just pull down their pants real quick and it all just comes out, and it's just not a normal dump. It's called nerve dumps, and it just flies out of you.
In the locker room, shitting's like a yawn. Or it's kind of like, when women are all living in the same house, their periods, don't they sync up? They sync up. Like our shitting schedules would all shit up. So like you would go, and it's crazy, 10 o'clock before a game, there's 15 stalls, 15 guys. Mm-hmm. Battle shits in the bathroom left and right, conversations. You hear guys fucking talking to their wife, yelling at their kid from the phone. There's been like the conversations in the shit room. It's fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a door open dump policy.
It's shitty, Jules. Those conversations are shitty. All right, next question. This is gross. Let's get on to the next question.
Next question.
Summer is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats.
What do you mean by almost?
Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered.
A day at the lake? That's a no.
A Philly cheesesteak? That's a yes.
A nice tan? Sorry, no. But a box fan? Happily yes.
What about a day of sunshine? Not happening. A box of fine wines? Yes, that's happening. Delivery on its way.
Okay, how about some clear skies? Nope.
Well then, how about some French fries? Yep.
A cabana? No, not that. A banana? Yes, that.
How about a freshly cut lawn? Can't help you there. But a barbecued prawn? Order it and it's on its way. Even throw in some paper towels to clean up after the feast.
So while you can't get fun in the sun delivered, don't worry, because you can get pork buns delivered. Uber Eats can definitely get you that.
Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now.
Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Hey, what's a pet peeve you have with either a teammate, an opponent, on the field or off the field, practice or game? What's a pet peeve you have?
Pet peeve.
Well, I would say I love when my teammates, blast music in the locker room. But the biggest pet peeve I have is when it's like music that doesn't relate to anyone else. There's a lot of music out there that relates to the majority of the locker room. You can hit 80% of the guys in the locker room, with the tunes that you're playing. But when someone puts on music that's hardcore of a genre, it doesn't go well and it doesn't flow well. And that's kind of a pet peeve for myself, but I never really say anything. That's when you just put the headphones on or you just go out to practice and listen to the music out there.
Yeah, my biggest pet peeve pregame is when people are trying to fucking talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Other teams trying to come up and fucking buddy, key with me. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. Talk to me after the game. Talk to me after the game.
With you saying that, this just, get clicked. What about a coach coming up to you to give you a pointer that he's already given you 15 times that week when you're trying to prepare for the game and you're doing your thing, and they come up to you again to give you that pointer, and you just want to look at them back. I know, coach. I know.
See, me and Chatty-O knew when that was Chatty-O's superpower as a coach. He knew I like to be reiterated certain coaching points, certain things throughout practice right before the game, and Chatty-O knew when not to, because he could read my body language on how I was going into a game. If I needed a little pump, hey, he knew what to do. So I didn't really mind that. Or a lot of the times, like the pet peeve, when you're the last guy to catch the punt. Like I would always catch the last punt plus to the negative 50 punt. It was like the last punt, and they would kick it into the other team's side, from the end zone. We would do the field goal, or punt, and then you do the field goal, and then we go in the locker room. Well, I'd be the last guy, and sometimes my pet peeve was on our fucking punter who's trying to fucking be fucking Richard Cannon arm leg guy and show the whole stadium that he can punt it 80 yards, and I got to fucking navigate through a goddamn DB drill by the goddamn Steelers. I'm going into uncharted territory behind enemy lines, getting shit talked because we're over here trying to show off our leg. We can't just do a nice Aussie punt, keep me in the middle. Like, we almost got in fights. We had to dial that back. That was a huge pet peeve. Because I'm already too fired up before a game. I don't need any more. I'm getting fired up right now, getting pregame hype.
You were always fired up. And going back to that coaching point, I can tell you this, though. I never messed up that coaching point out on the field. Never. Even though I would be aggravated that I had to hear that coaching point one more time in the locker room right before the game. But it got you to never mess up that play. So that's a good thing right there. That's a good thing. That's a pet peeve. That's a positive pet peeve.
Another pet peeve would be when we'd have a walkthrough for the walkthrough.
Oh, that drove me freaking crazy.
We will walk through, which, looking back, not being a player anymore, it made us really good. We needed it. But when you have to walk through the same fucking play that you've been doing for... it's for not just for us, but it was for all of us to have the confidence in everyone to see everyone do it. It can get repetitive when you're doing the same thing. I liked it a little bit, but it was also like it take the breath out of you after doing it 5 times in a row.
Yo, dudes, who's a better pickleball player, Jules, Robbie?
Oh,
I think Rob. Oh. Rob's pretty good, and he's got a pickleball coach. Like we went to the pickleball thing. He had a coach working with me pre-hand that he's worked with. So, and he's got length. And Rob could just play that net.
I would just say I'm better by default just because I'm so lanky. Like, it's hard to hit the ball over my head. It's hard to hit the ball,
I can get you, though.
To the left or right without me getting it. But Jules is way quicker than myself. So we're actually a good tandem.
We might have to play.
But here's the problem is that we don't really truly know who's better because we barely play. So, like, in order to truly know who's better, we would both have to train for like 2 weeks and then have a 1-versus-1 battle. And that would kind of determine it. But when you barely play and you play sporadically once every year, and you can't really determine who's better because
I'm giving it to Gronk.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. I'm better. I like that, Jules. Thank you.
What we got?
Bro, this is Aaron from Providence. I had a smashing good time at Gronk's Pickleball for a purpose, a great purpose. Gronk, of course, smashing. Great to meet you, Kyler. I got to shake hands with Kyler Oh, yeah. And Julian, you are one sweaty fella. Keep rocking, Gold. Y'all get it in today.
I'm a sweater. Always have been. Why do you think I wore 2 pairs of gloves in the game? I'd sweat right through those bitches.
The reason why you're a sweaty fellow is because you were acting like an absolute maniac out there on the pickleball court. In warm-ups all the way to the first game, you didn't stop. You were like Energizer Bunny. And even when the ball wasn't hit to you, you were moving and running around in circles and keeping your feet chopping.
Mental rep. What if it didn't? What if it got through you? I'm there to back you up.
It's true.
Like a hard 90 in baseball. Okay. Like when Coach Nicolopoulos used to say, he was my old coach in high school. I used to have to throw the wide route. It was like 1930s football. Anytime a quarterback used to throw a wide route, he had to run to the flat just in case it was picked off. So every time I threw the ball to the flat, I'd have to chase the ball just in case it was a shitty throw and the guy undercut and picked it off so I could tackle him. So, it's just all the little things.
Details.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm an NFL owner, and we just won the Super Bowl. I get to the team and say, hey, I got an idea. How about we forego getting rings this year, and instead we have giant blinged-out watches? How would the players feel about something like that? I'd love to know.
I'm a ring guy.
Yeah, the ring is the tradition. A blinged-out watch, I don't think everyone would be on the same page. It's definitely a ring.
Yeah.
No ands, ifs, or busts.
I'm going ring.
It's a ring.
Rings and things.
It's a ring.
Hey, just want to let you guys know I'm a big fan, and I was just wondering who you guys think between you two has the best game day drip. Go Pats.
I can answer this. Julian by far has the best game day drip. I'm a guy that was showing up in a t-shirt, gym shorts and sandals. Julian came with style every single time he arrived to that stadium. Jules, can you, give us more details about your drip that you had?
STYLE, because I got it. Remember, what was that bling check? STYLE, because I got it. I fucking love that shit. I used to theme up my outfits pregame. Like, if we were playing in Chicago, or like I would wear like an Al Capone style fucking suit. Or, if we were in Miami, I'd keep it a little Miami Vicey, keep it a little open up here, keep Italian on it. Go out to Cali, keep it a little more chill. I like to dress the part because I was going into a mindset. Bring in when the foliage would come out in Foxborough, I'd get my Harrison Ford beautiful look going, like I'm just going to work. I like that stuff. It's costume shit.
See, told you Jules got some style. He like a crocodile.
What's up, Gronk and Jules? This is Bird from Kentucky. I've recently called into Kentucky Sports Radio a few times to bitch and complain about Kentucky not using a grass field for their football program. Recently, Coach Belichick changed North Carolina's field from turf back to grass, and I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts on the turf versus grass football field debate. Love the show, and keep up the good work.
Easy, grass. And especially where they're at, he said Kentucky and North Carolina, those get those Bermuda grasses, which are spongy, and it's like a fast grass. Those are fast. When you're in the South, you can get fast grass. Like, not when you get up in the North, you get those like Kentucky bluegrasses. Like when you get to, the Steelers, when they used to have it, or Packers or Chicago, they have like a longer grass. But I always loved that Florida grass, that Bermuda. Whenever you went to those southern states, they always had great grass. Fast grass, fast track. Just better for your body too.
Well, Bird from Kentucky, usually people don't like when other people bitch and complain, but you have a pass on this one. This is very acceptable that you're bitching and complaining because grass absolutely dominates turf for the reasons that Julian said, but on top of it as well, when you get tackled and you land on grass, it's so much more comfort and so much more, style as well. So much more give. And you don't get that turf burn on some nice grass, especially that Bermuda grass that Julian was talking about. So grass, definitely on my ass.
Big Bermuda guy. Yeah, the playing surfaces, AstroTurf's the worst. Regular turf's the second worst, or the new turf. Bermuda grass is number 1. Kentucky blue is number 2. Basketball court, awful.
Basketball court. What
parking
about
lot?
Parking lot, Jules.
No knees. Pele.
What about a dirt road? Dirt road, Jules.
Well, you mean the Raiders Stadium back when we played there in 2011 with the fucking infield there? I mean, we did that too. Let's get into the Chillest Dude of the Week, brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and celebrate.
Cheers, my boy, Jules.
Celebrate responsibly.
Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. And don't you worry, everyone. We have one more call to go. The most important call of the day.
Hey, Julian and Gronk. This is Colton. I'm from mid-region New Hampshire. Had a quick question for you guys. Out of the two of you, right, if you were on an island, who would survive the longest? All right, thanks, guys. Love the show. Keep it up.
Well, before we get into it, it really wouldn't be a competition who would survive the longest, because Julian and I would be sitting there and teaming up with each other to help each other out so we could both survive while being on the island. And it's a hard question because Julian's super scrappy, super smart. We'll figure out ways, to get through while we're on the island. And then same with myself. When it comes down to that crunch time, I can dig really, really deep and figure out situations for myself, to survive, hunt, get some fish, whatever it is, kill an animal. So we would help each other out and we wouldn't let each other die. I can tell you that.
Brain and brawn.
But if you really, really had to answer that.
In both.
You really, really had to answer that. That's tough. That is tough. I would say whoever has more meat on their bones, whoever ate more following that trip to that island before we got stuck, I would become a fat ass. I would survive longer than Julian. I would put on like 30 freaking pounds so I can just, survive off of that extra 30 pounds and just have fuel and use all that fat to survive. While Jules is just so jacked that he doesn't have that extra fat for energy. So I would beat his ass because of that reason. So I would fatten up and win by a margin. That's some smart thinking by me.
You gotta think about this. Okay?
Let's hear it.
We're on a deserted island.
Like Castaway.
Probably have tigers.
Castaway vibes.
Probably have tigers. Full Castaway vibes. Probably have tigers, some kind of predator on there. They see something big, they're going after that. I can hide in like little nooks and fucking caves and shit. You couldn't even get in a cave because your shoulders are fucking 39 inches wide.
Jules, I'm a caveman. Camille complains 24/7 that I eat like a caveman every time I sit down for dinner. I don't use a fork. I don't use a spoon. I don't use a knife. I use my hands only. So I'm more prepared in those situations. Don't be saying I won't be freaking fitting in a cave.
You're a caveman in how you act. Cavemen were really like 3'2". You are like a giant. You're Andre the Giant. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't know, man. Can you climb trees?
I can climb trees in that situation.
Can you start a fire? I can start a fire right now.
I'll take 2 sticks.
I can start a fire.
I'll be smashing those sticks together.
I'll start the shit out of a fire.
I'll be rubbing those sticks together.
I'll start the shit out of a fire. Whoever starts fire first wins.
I'll start that fire first. I'm a pyro. I was a pyro growing up. I love fire. I know how to deal with fires. I know how to start bonfires.
Probably should not come to LA.
But say we're not worried about who survives longer. We're working together as a team. Like, who's the brain? I feel like that you would have the idea.
I think it'd go back and forth.
I agree.
We both have knowledgeable shit on different stuff.
And the thing is, you would come up with something and I would execute it,
But you would come up with something like,
and you would execute
randomly that I would think of like, oh man, yeah, we should do that. And then I would come up with the infrastructure on how to execute your game plan. And then you would go out and we would execute it.
What would be?
I'm just scared of the bugs and shit, dude. And how do we know that's the stuff. It's not the big stuff. It's like we're sleeping down. You get bit by a goddamn scorpion that poisons you, and you're done.
So basically, whoever has the better luck will survive the longest. I mean, what's out there on the island? There's so many circumstances and so much that can go into this question. I mean, say like there's just fish all around and there's really no other wild animals that can attack us and take us down, and there's no random snakes or predators that can get us and bite us, no random spiders that can bite us and poison us, then we would survive forever. We would survive until we're 100 years old. We would actually.
I'd make it a 4 seasons.
We would actually live till about 150 because we would have no poison in us. We would just have fish only. We would be jacked.
FDA, yeah, right.
Jacked as shit we would be because we wouldn't even have any carbs. We would just have protein for every single meal. And as long as there's
bananas probably on the trees.
I mean, we would survive
so we
forever.
Can get those carbs.
We would find a coconut tree and shake that freaking tree until all the coconuts fall down.
Electrolytes.
There we go. Dude, Jules, we should actually go to this island. We should find an island and just go there and live because we would live forever.
Did we get a lighter?
No, we got to make our own fire. We get no lighter.
All right.
And we don't need clothes.
Don't.
Just underwear or something just so we don't got to look at each other.
I just put a leaf.
There we go.
2 leaves and fucking a string from one of the packages that we found.
Like you're in the BC era. But if we were on an island, what would be like the thing you feared most? Like, would it be a shark? Say everything's in play. Like, every animal's in play. What animal would you fear the most, Jules? A shark, a lion, some shit
that I ain't never seen.
Like somehow this island still has dinosaurs that exist.
We're something. I would be looking for, like, velociraptors or some lizard that's fucking crazy, a snake. Like, the real question is, would you eat me if I died of natural causes? And the fish went low. You know you're getting protein.
Yeah, I sure am getting protein. With that boxer body that you got, you just all muscle.
Lean.
Yeah, lean.
It'd be like eating a bison.
I wouldn't.
You might get jacked.
I wouldn't eat you.
I think I would eat you.
I wouldn't eat you. If you were someone random that I didn't know, yes. But I know you too well. I would rather die first before I ate you to survive.
It's a good man. Yeah, I don't think I could eat someone.
I actually just watched that movie where that plane crashed. In the Swiss mountains, I'm pretty sure. And they eventually had to eat each other to survive. It was a tough movie to watch in those circumstances. It was a really good movie, but it was tough to watch a human eat another human to survive.
You know about the Donner Pass, right?
Nah, what's that?
Like old Oregon Trail. There was like a family that came over like the Sierra Nevadas mountains during the winter. And it started out with a bunch of people and everyone started dying because they ran out of all. So they didn't bring enough supplies and they were freezing and they started eating each other. Called the Donner Pass.
Never heard of it.
What if you slipped, fell, and you had a huge infection growing in your arm? Could you cut off your arm?
No, I would just jump in the ocean. Let the salt water take care of that business. Because salt water heals all. Salt water would get rid of that infection. I would sit there. It would burn. It would burn like a mofo, but I would sit there until that burn goes away and that infection goes away. And then if that didn't work, I would cut off my arm. But then how would you stop the blood from, bleeding?
You got to tourniquet it with like some fucking...
A thin branch?
What I would do, I saw
some bamboo
on Instagram. You take branches and you can like rip off the things of the branch to make and then you could braid it to make a rope. So I'd probably have to before I cut my arm off, I'd probably braid a nice rope, tourniquet it, then I'd go find something to chew on while I fucking rip it off.
What would we do for fun? I already know. I already know, Jules. You don't even got to answer. We would probably find a tree branch that's kind of similar to a baseball bat. This brings me back to when we bunted, when we dented the Lombardi Trophy, when I bunted with it. And we would have a tree branch that represents that baseball bat, and we would find a little rock, and we would play baseball throughout the whole entire island. We would probably build our own little fence, have a couple bases out there, use the coconuts as bases, and we would just be throwing ball all day long, where we would come back and we'd be better than Big Papi on the Red Sox.
Maybe Marco Polo in the water one day.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee there would be it wouldn't be like a game. It would just be like, hey, I bet you I could hit that rock on that mountain with this rock. First one to do it has to do 5 push-ups. All right. We sit there for 4 hours. It's like an 80-yard throw. No one hits it. We ruin our arms. I have to cut it off because we infect them. Fun would be like swimming, probably.
Leaping frogs.
I think fun would be like the exploration of the island.
Home run derby, catching fish, spear fishing with branches, catching fish with our hands.
That would be deflating. You realize how hard it is?
Waving down every airplane or helicopter that flies over that's in the sky, even though there's no chance of them seeing us, we'd be waving them down. Or every boat trying to yell to as loud as possible, help, help.
Or make a big old SOS out of rocks. Like, that would be kind of fun. You could make a game out of it. Like, we're here to survive. It's not like, I think we'd pull the fun out of survival.
See, we're already thinking.
I don't know. I think that would be kind of fun.
This is fun.
Only thing we need is a case of Coors Light on there. We'd be all right.
Oh, we would grow our beards out, look like real cavemen.
I wonder how much how much weight you'd lose. You would lose hella weight, like just from like the amount of eating we're so accustomed to. You drop that like 40%, and we'd probably be dropping it like 80%. You drop that 20% for a week, you'll lose 5-10 pounds. You do that 80% for a year, Gronk would be looking like Jesus.
Amen.
Big ass, tall, skinny guy.
Amen.
Or what if you get like a toothache? I remember that in Castaway. He had to knock his tooth out.
I can tell you this, Jules. If we got stuck on the island, it would be the best rehab session we ever had. No caffeine, no chew for you, absolutely no alcohol at all around. Like, we would come back with the cleanest, clearest minds of all time.
We could make alcohol pretty easy, probably.
We would be like Tom Brady. Oh my gosh.
We probably might come out look like Tom. So we should just call it the TB12 method, the Castaway method.
Should we try out for Survivor?
Nah, Jimmy Johnson already beat us to it.
He's a legend.
Coach Jimmy's dialed when you do that Survivor shit. We did a couple of those on the thing that we're not supposed to talk about, but that Tom posted about. Jimmy is all in on the Survivor.
He is.
Like, the ball coach comes out, and that we did the Survivor stuff, and watching him tan with the hair and no shirt and like a bandana is just, it's natural. And that was the chillest dude of the week. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and always celebrate responsibly.
And that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. We're off for the 4th of July, but we have some fun stuff planned when we're back. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Comment a dude you want us to do and rate and review. Call in and ask us questions on the chill line. That number is 561-203-5789. Remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, X, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. And we'll see you guys.
And we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Happy 4th of July. And happy birthday, United States of America. July 4th, 1776.
Celebrating our Independence Day. Julian Edelman's favorite movie.
But not even that. 1776, during the Revolutionary War, when our men and women and our militias that came together to defeat the British, abolish the tax, the unfair tax, and make us independent, is the foundational roots of what this country is.
Mm-hmm.
Tough times don't last, tough people do. You gotta believe. Shout out to all the men and women out there that are serving our country, sacrificing their time and their life to keep us safe. Right now is a scary time, and a lot of people are going to work, which isn't always the best when you hear about that. So we're praying for everyone to be safe out there.
Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.